So this marketing strategy can be for moving company, hauling, junk removal. You got quite a few different options when we're talking about a local service-based business. Okay, that's what you are. Because it's generally speaking going to be the same market and tools needed, and the principles will still apply. And I think this can work for quite a few different people, even if you're like painter, electrician. But I'm using my experience from junk removal and from what I've worked and seen other people that do hauling and moving as well. But I do think this can apply for any sort of a blue collar service based business. So one of the few things I will say this is going to be for, getting attention, getting leads in the door. And especially with this option, okay, just want to make sure I was still recording. Especially with this option here, what you want to include and ensure is that you are getting eyes on you with spending the least amount of money as possible, at least initially. You don't need to go straight into any sort of Google ads. I'll touch on them a little bit in a second, but that's not something that you need to focus on immediately, not even necessarily a website right away either. So one of the things I highly recommend is in your local Facebook groups, getting into 20, 30 different groups. Because what you find a lot of the times is a lot of people will only post text or basic posts of, hey, my name is this and I do this service. But if you really went in and posted videos and people actually got to see you and hear you, believe me, you'll stick out and it'll build over time. Like, it is a short-term thing, but it does have long-term value as well. Because when people constantly see you in these groups and locally on Facebook, eventually when they do need a plumber, when they do need a painter, when they do need hauling, they think, who do we know that does hauling? Oh yeah, that's that one guy that we always see his videos on. It doesn't have to be videos related to your business. Like, that could be initially, so people, they meet you, they know you, you can explain a little bit what you do, but you can get creative with your videos as well, and the things you share and interact with people don't always, it could be tied to your personal story, hobbies, interests. Maybe you do local events and you are networking with different people. You're at a Chamber of Commerce event, which I'm going to talk about those as well, so stay tuned. So let's say you're recording that and you're just showing off, so people go like, oh, I saw him with so-and-so. So now they associate with you all these different people, and it grows your local network. So those are the things to look out for. Is that you want to talk about the jobs you do. Show notes. It doesn't have to just be you in front of the camera, right? It could also be with, hey, I just did so-and-so's backyard. We just put up a whole new fence. Mr. John, what do you think about the fence we just put up for you? Oh, it was amazing. Appreciate it. Those videos can do well also. So don't just post text. You really want to nail the videos because it's so underrated and so many people don't do it. They'll definitely stick out. And at least 20 to 30. And depending on what type of business you're in, like if you're doing moving and hauling, definitely make sure to work with realtors, develop relationships with them, okay? Because they're going to have a client at some point that's going to need moving done. They need something thrown away. Maybe they're cleaning out a house. They need all the junk removed. You want to have a good relationship with different realtors, also property managers too. So DM people in these groups. Start conversations like 5 to 10 a day. You could say something like, hey, John, I noticed we're in the same group, whatever the name of the group is. I really like that photo of your pastry shop, or that video that you did of whatever was sick. It's great to see local businesses thrive. That's something that I've done and got a lot of responses. They'll usually respond with thank you. And then you can reply like, hey, I'm Luis. I just moved from Vegas, started a moving company. How long have you been in business? Oh, 5 years. Nice. You must be doing something right. If it's a new business, you tell them, hey, congrats on the new biz. Whatever it is, you just want to turn like a stranger into a friend, right? You let them know, hey, if you feel like this is somebody you can actually network with, connect with, maybe invite them out to a cup of coffee or for a quick call to bounce ideas off. If you're in the similar industry and you wanted to learn more about the local area, they might do that also. If not, and you notice, okay, it's a little bit of a dry conversation. Hey, just want to let you know, I just started a new movement service. I saw we're in the same group. Want to introduce myself. Hopefully we can meet in person or, see each other around the area. I'd appreciate the consideration if you find yourself or anyone, needing moving service. I'll give you a 50% discount for being a Facebook referral, something like that. Hope we meet in person soon, etc. Have a great day. Nice to meet you. Basically have convos like that. They'll get more people involved in your posts and videos, right? Now that you've got more followers, you want to keep following more people every single day, increase your followers, especially if you have a new Facebook. If you already have an existing Facebook, get more people in your area. And when you have convos like that, when you do post something, they've already had conversations with you. You'll have more interactions with your content. You'll interact with theirs as well. So it'll grow both. And yeah, you could do this with realtors you don't know also. It's a great way. Having conversations like that with realtors, let them know what you do. So now, it starts to be in the back of their mind, the more content. There's even Facebook groups specifically for realtors and property managers and real estate themed, a lot in Florida. But in your area, I'm sure there will be too. You can even join those as well and follow people all on there as well and post in there. But remember, each group has certain rules and regulations. Some of them have certain rules on how much you can promote a day or certain times of the week. Maybe they say, oh, only Mondays you can self-promote your business. So think about it about that way also, but also don't neglect posting, anything valuable related on days that are not promotion based. So if it's a day like, okay, you can only promote your business on Monday, on Tuesday, hop in a group, see if somebody posts something, offer recommendations, like little things. Like someone could be like, oh, I just moved to the area, I'm looking for a great pizza restaurant. And maybe you ate at a good pizza restaurant 2 nights ago and you just comment like, oh, by the way, this place around the corner was really great. Tried it the other day. Tag that pizza restaurant to bring them into the conversation. Little things like that, right? Someone says like, even related to your business, maybe someone says something, I don't know, maybe you're a painter and someone asks something related like, hey, I'm thinking of painting in my house, and you offer some recommendations. Oh, make sure to do 1, 2, and 3, look into this, look into that. Like you can still give advice and guides and stuff like that and not necessarily looking to turn every single person into a customer as well. So have that mentality also. Second thing, picket signs, yard signs, bandit signs, not sure what you guys call it, but basically those little signs you stick in the ground, on the grass in the neighborhoods and plazas. Some areas are more strict than others, and honestly, they Florida, like code enforcement will pick them up like every day or two. So this is something I would highly recommend you do, is that because I got a lot of leads from this, I got a lot of calls from this, even though they're not up for long. But be strategic about where you put them in places where you think your target demographic lives. Put them in places that are visible, like where the stop signs are, the intersections are, right, where people might be slowing down and naturally be gravitated to where that area is and look at it. One thing I did, I just found that this worked with me, is a red sign with white letters. I feel like caught people's attention best. And I didn't put my name, company logo, or business, because depending on where you are, it could be problematic, legally speaking, to include that. I wouldn't put my business name or anything. I just put junk removal and then number right underneath it. I didn't even use my actual phone number. You could use a Google Voice number, so it's not tied to your actual cell phone number. It's free, and you can, give it out to people you don't actually want in your phone. You know what I'm saying? But that could cost you anywhere from like $200 to $500, depending on how many you buy. And it does take some time planting them around. But choose areas you think you're going to have your target customer in mind. And those 2 things right there, I think will really help out initially launching the business. Now, the other thing is, you don't have to do it yourself. I'd recommend, paying someone, like, maybe, some kids, some teenagers, whatever, some young adults, some college kids, give them $1,500 to say, hey, go put 50 of these around. You know what I'm saying? I'll get whatever. Just it'll take 30 minutes, an hour. So that's a good way to outsource it too. Chamber of Commerce. Okay, so no matter what business you do, it never hurts to join chambers. You'll meet diverse people, get to talk about yourself and your business. I have had money come in through this method. Also, one thing I'd recommend doing is, like, let's say there's a grand opening, there's a ribbon ceremony or something, like an event going on. Go be helpful, be courteous, be kind, offer to help out, see what they got going on, bring something also, meet people from there, invite them out to lunch, learn about them and their business and, the area, especially if you're new to it. You know what I'm saying? And people gonna remember you. You're gonna stick out. They're gonna ask about you. Who's that great, friendly person? They came out. They did great stuff. So think about that as well as you're networking. Like, there's certain network groups and events that are very salesy in a way. Not all of them are necessarily designed in the friendliest fashion, but not also all of them are designed to be very ambitious. Okay, so you do have to have and notice those balances, and depending what organizations are in your area. Chambers of Commerce can be super busy, could be super low key. Maybe you want something more, up pace with, busy people, busy business owners. Generally speaking, some of those you got to pay a lot more money to join. So that's another thing to consider. Different chambers of commerce got different activities though. You want to see their calendar. Like, some of them might have this event is for members and non-members, and you could go and see, right? Pay a little bit, $15-$20, whatever, see if you like the people there. And then you can decide if you want to pay. Anyway, that's another suggestion. Door to door. So going door to door can work for businesses and homes, right? You can take flyers to apartment complexes, leave at the main office. You can post them up in certain areas where, like, certain community centers congregate. That's another thing you can do. Depending on what your business is, maybe there are other business owners that could be referral partners for you. For example, I know some people that work in towing, so they refer a lot of people to mechanic shops because they work with mechanic shops. So they got other people's cards in their tow office. So whenever they bring a client to the office, they could actually see on their board other related businesses. So that's another way to think about it as well. Depending on what you do, who else has clients or people that they could refer to you and try to work something out with them. And something door to door is something you could do in between, right? Like, let's say, again, you do hauling. You can see people got a lot of junk in their yard. You can approach, politely and ask, like, hey, is there anything you're thinking about getting rid of? Because we could do something on the spot right now, and give you a discount on the spot too if you choose to work with us right now. We got the crew, we got the truck, we could be out of here in less than an hour. This works well when you're clean, professional, polite, know the neighborhood that you're in, know how to approach and talk to people. You got a company logo, you look professional, maybe you got some branding on the truck as well. This can work as well in between jobs, right? When you're not really sure what to do and you're trying to kill some time. So these are what I would say the lowest cost methods for organic leads. And I would work on this the first 1 to 2 months. And then you want to look into ads, right? So like I said, Google and Facebook ads can be great. Google is more expensive. I'd say you need maybe like $1,000 or $1,500 a month just to spend on the ad spend alone. And you want to have enough budget for at least 2 to 3 months. The Google ads does not make sense to do for a couple of weeks, pause, a month here, pause. No, you want to do it for at least 2 to 3 months consistently. And again, not to mention you got to set up the website and pay someone to be an ad manager or learning it yourself. A Google ad company probably might be $500 to $1,000 a month just for them to do the work, and then another $1,000, $1,500 to spend on the ad spend. You could find someone like a Filipino on onlinejobs.ph that might be able to do it for a little bit cheaper. But again, you want to see people's proven track record and whatnot. Another thing with Facebook ads, they can be done initially. It doesn't necessarily need to be something that you plan out like Google ads and sending it to a website trying to convert leads and get phone calls that way. Because Facebook ads, what you can do is you can use Canva, make like a simple design post to promote an offer, and you can run it for $50 a day for 3 to 5 days. Have an opt-in form where people submit their name and phone number, like, hey, special promotion this weekend, $50 off any plumbing job, whatever, doing hauling, blah blah blah, and you can run that for a few days. Have an opt-in form, whoever submits, boom, call them and close them. I will always recommend trying to push for pricing and estimates to do them in person. Your close rate will be a lot higher. It'll be a lot easier to close once in person because we're already here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll do free estimates in person. Always try to push that also. And remember to document and record as much of this process as possible. Almost anything can be turned into a video. You'd be surprised the types of videos that can get you clients are not necessarily the ones that are, so to speak, salesy, right? Those are not necessarily the videos of you talking to the camera and about your services. These could be the simple videos of you just documenting how you made $500 that day, right? You showing this is the best method to remove a couch or donate a couch, or this is the best paints that I use, and it's an actual interactive video showing you doing it, right? Nobody wants to constantly hear you talk about something. They want to hear you show something. So having the client with you in a video is way better than seeing a text or you telling people that you have 5-star ratings, right? Google ratings are not always legit anyway. So a video of someone talking with you about it is great. And any of these videos can be used as B-roll later, where you add text and add music. So they're easy, I want to say, efficient videos, right? Sometimes the short ones with just B-roll and text on the screen do really well, better than ones where you're planning out a script and talking directly to the camera. So all of these things I would say are going to work well. And again, another key thing to remember is these videos that you're posting, what you can do is see what does well organically. Those videos can be turned into ads later. So now you're running Google ads, you're running Facebook ads, you're running Instagram ads coming directly back to your page, right? And you're building up that local audience because you can run your Facebook and IG ads locally and promote offers and bring people, maybe you got something, you're an electrician and you have a guide, right? You can collect emails, you can sell in a newsletter. So you got much more avenues and opportunities because of your content. So don't neglect that component. I know a lot of people in the service industry, not really camera type people and video editors and whatnot, but believe me, it really don't take much. And most of this is not rocket science. There's plenty of apps and easy tactics nowadays to just record, put some captions and music and post. Right. So remember, imperfect action is better than no action at all. Right. So don't get too paralyzed in your analysis of what you should be posting. So just record as much as you can, and you can go back and decide what's worth posting and what's not, what can be edited and designed. You know what I'm saying? And if you need any help with this, definitely feel free to follow me, reach out to me, and we can schedule a little bit like a 15-minute call to go over a little bit more of a strategy in terms of what you can implement with the content that you record. And remember, in your Facebook groups, aim for 2 to 3 posts a day. And one thing about Facebook groups, it is a bit tedious, not gonna lie, because you cannot post one time into all of the groups. You got to go to each group individually and, you know, find your video and post. But if you can do that 2 to 3 times consistently, 5 to 7 days of the week, believe me, you'll definitely start to get people noticing and taking a look, because most people are not that consistent and cannot put out that much volume. So hope this was valuable and this went in depth enough for you to get an idea and grasp, you know, sort of the next steps to implement and move forward with your business, right? Because especially if it's a new business, you're trying to get it off the ground, but you don't need to go all out, you know what I mean, in terms of all the different ads and all the different advertising methods. There are simple yet effective ways to start first, and you might notice like, hey, honestly, my Facebook groups, they're kind of lame. Like, I'm wasting too much time making these videos. You don't want to spend that much time recording and editing. If you feel like you're spending so much time recording and editing, you need to find a better system or hire someone else to do it for you. If you are noticing that you're not getting any leads at all and you've posted so many yard signs, okay, maybe it's not worth spending more money on yard signs. Maybe it's better to go put it somewhere else, right? So you'll see what works better for you. There are certain methods that are like flyers and door to door. Didn't work for me, so maybe it'll work for you. So everybody in their area is going to be a little bit different, but those are just things to keep in mind and places where I would start. Hope this is helpful. Thank you. Appreciate your time.